Hey everyone, Load Buggy here, and boy oh boy does it feel good to be back at my setup. I was gone, stranded in another state for over a month, recording commentaries with my cell phone. That's it. I was just using my cell phone microphone, using CapCut, ripping old gameplays that I had from my live streams and stuff, and making do with what I had. So, apologies for the poor quality over the last month or so. But I'm back at my setup, and man, oh man, does it feel good to be behind this microphone once again. Today, I wanted to just record another kind of off-the-cuff type video, maybe a little bit on the ranty side, and it's just been kind of looking around at a lot of the things that I love, and whether it be movies, games, or just anything creative, really. And it's been rather disappointing to see how, I don't know, I don't want to say garbage, because not everything is garbage these days, but just maybe it's a little bit garbage. Things have gotten. I mean, we talk about Call of Duty a lot on this channel, obviously, because we're making Call of Duty commentaries. So I'm going to stray away a little bit from bashing modern COD for a little bit. I feel like a lot of people kind of already know how I feel about modern Call of Duty. In short, not much of a fan. But I was even just thinking about other things that people may not know that I'm very interested in. I've been a massive Magic the Gathering player for the last 15 years or so, and just kind of seeing the state that game is in over the last few years has been absurdly disappointing to me. I just felt like Magic as a card game was so grounded and had its own well-established lore and everything like that, and it just feels like as of lately it's become card Fortnite, and not in a good way. They just are making a lot of creative sacrifices in hopes to make a buck, and it's been very disappointing. And even the same, it's kind of the same on the same vein. There's been other things like movies that have been rather disappointing for me. I was very much so into the MCU all the way dating back to Iron Man 1, saw that in theaters, and up until, Endgame and No Way Home, I was completely on board. And then after that, we just saw the quality of the movies take a utter nosedive, if you ask me. Granted, there's been some good ones here and there, but for the most part, it just hasn't been quite the same. I enjoyed Thunderbolts for what it was, but I just thought a lot of the other movies that came out after that, like Ant-Man Quantumania, even Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, really just a lot of the more recent releases have not necessarily been bad. Some of them have been just straight up garbage, like Thor: Love and Thunder. Thor is my favorite superhero ever, and just seeing whatever the heck that movie was really disappointed me massively. And yeah, I'm just seeing a lot of consistency whenever it comes to degradation of quality, and it's been rather disappointing to see. And I'm just curious to see if you guys also kind of feel the same way, if I'm really the only one who's noticing it just with the things that I particularly like, or if it's been consistent for a lot of people. I feel like it is. I feel like that's kind of a given. We've noticed it with some other gaming franchises like Dragon Age, where they've taken some steps down in the storytelling department, outside of the quote-unquote controversies with the inclusion of LGBT themes, being so publicized, I'll say. But even just the overall storytelling of the game just took a nosedive, in my opinion, from where it was in even Inquisition, but especially Dragon Age Origins. And then we're seeing the same type of sacrifices being made with other gaming franchises too, and even updates with gaming franchises. I mean, we just see things like Fallout 4 with this new Anniversary Edition. We just expected so much more from Bethesda, and they continue to disappoint. And then we've got other franchises that were just staples and just perfection, really. I mean, I think of Halo 1, 2, 3, Reach, ODST, and then once 343 got involved and Bungie was no longer involved, we just started to see it decline in quality, and it's just continued to go down in quality. And although I don't think any of the Halo games have been particularly horrible, 4, 5, and Infinite just have not really... They just kind of all missed the mark. Yeah, it's Halo, but it's not quite Halo, in my opinion. And that's just kind of how the state of entertainment and creativity is felt for me lately. I feel like I'm not the only one here. It's been kind of interesting to see how my tastes have evolved as a result of a lot of the things that I've loved so much declining in quality. I've spent a lot, and I mean a lot of time, whenever I do have free time, I play Balatro. That's really what I do. And it kind of gives me that Magic the Gathering hit where I get that strategy card game dopamine fix. But it's just simple. It's easy to pick up. It was so outrageously cheap to acquire in the first place. And I mean, it's $15 MSRP. And it's just perfection in a game, honestly. And there hasn't even been any updates since the official release of the game, and it seems like Local Thunk is taking his sweet time when it comes to the update, but it doesn't really matter to me because the modding scene's great with the multiplayer mod and other mods like the Pokemon mod. I just watched a video on that a couple days ago and thought that was hilarious. And yeah, the game is just in a perfect state. It really just kind of brings me back to the old days when a game released, it was complete, and that's just how Balatro felt. And even some more recent games like Mega Bonk, that game was just fun. It's just simply fun. It didn't really have any particular innovative ideas that were mind-blowing, but the gameplay loop and everything like that was just highly enjoyable. And then we're seeing Battlefield 6 be a slam dunk, and personally I haven't been able to get my hands on it quite yet. Since I've just been back at my setup, I haven't had a chance to play it beyond the beta, but from a lot of people are saying that it's very good, even with the official release. It's just a very good game, and it's nice to see not all of my favorite series are dying before my eyes, even though we did see quite the decline with Battlefield 2042 upon its initial launch, and even Battlefield 5 for that matter. But they never gave up on those games, and they continued working on them, and they ended up producing some quality games by the end of their lifespan. But it seems like Battlefield 6 is off to a much better start, and it's giving me a little bit of hope that not everything is garbage and not everything is a complete wash. So, yeah, I mean, gaming is just kind of in a weird scene, and creativity's in a weird scene, but I'm thankful for the modding scene to be able to breathe new life into the games that I know, love, trust, and am familiar with. And, you know, every once in a while, these corporations have themselves a slam dunk, like Oblivion Remastered was awesome, and, you know, a few years ago, by a few, I mean, like, almost 10 years ago at this point, Modern Warfare Remastered was awesome. So, every once in a while, we find ourselves a slam dunk with the franchises that we love, but it just seems like 8 out of 10 times, we're just missing the mark. Greed has gotten in the way of creativity, and it's quite disappointing. So, anyway, that's my rant for today. Glad to be back at my setup. Glad to be back making videos once again. So, thank you all for watching this video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Bye now.